It's Monday. Let's do question of the day. Let's do fitnessy things. I do not like that this is now a routine and I'm better at it, although it does save Alec a lot of time. We're almost there. So just a short little spiel. As you guys probably saw, we've moved towards like phase 1.5. Essentially, they restricted phase 2 just a little bit. For your sake, if you haven't seen the restrictions, go ahead and go look. All the businesses that were allowed to open, I believe, are still allowed to open. They just moved it from 30 people back down to 10. We're still planning on opening on June 1st. We will send out an email. We will also do a specific video in this format for you guys, and then also some social media posts. There's just gonna be some changes, some regulation stuff that some hoops we have to jump through, but we'll keep you guys updated. If there's anything specific that you need as far as membership or questions there, go ahead and send Alec an email. Otherwise, we'll keep plugging along. Fitnessy things you can gear towards me or one of the coaches. So the coaches or me. There we go. Cool. Question of the day for today, Monday, May 18th. Do you believe in aliens? And I'm going to dissect, do you believe in sentient aliens? Because that's different, I suppose. Is it Drake's number? Drake's number, is that the calculation? Drake's number, I believe, or formula, I think I'm getting that word right, is what are the chances of an actual civilization existing outside of our own? Pretty interesting. The variables they've added and tweaked since it was created. But I'm gonna go with yes. I think the universe is so big, and I can go into what I think of it. I think if it's probably like a torus, which is like a 4-dimensional donut, and we're just passing through this 3-dimensional space. But it's a huge object, and whether it exists in our dimension or in the 4th dimension or whatever that is, I'm gonna go with yes. I think that there are other sentient creatures outside of the monkeys that live on this planet. So. If you believe or don't believe, put it into the comment section. Other announcement. If you guys need some eggs and you want to know where your eggs come from, go ahead and hit up John or Marley Riggs on Facebook or social media, Instagram somehow, and contact them. They should probably help you out with that. I won't get into specifics, but if you are interested, there it is. Cool. Let's talk CrossFit. Warm up for today. We've got some more movement stuff. I want you guys to play around with some other things and just kind of get out of your own shell if you've been stuck doing the same stuff. So for the warm up, the general stuff, we're gonna go 2 to 3 rounds, nasal breathing. We're gonna work through some back mobility and shoulder. So 10 down dog to up dogs, okay? So you're essentially just dropping the hips up, or raising the hips up, dropping them down, raising the hips up, dropping them down. 10 cycles through that into 10 alternating world's greatest stretch. So instead of doing 5 on one side and then 5 on the other, today what we're gonna do is you're just gonna lunge forward, pop into a world's greatest stretch with a shoulder car or a gentle twist, and then lunge the other side up. And you're just gonna work through that. Again, trying to get your heart rate up with some hip mobility. Then we're gonna do something fun. These are also gonna show up later in the week, so play with it today. We'll do it again, I believe, on Wednesday. But you're gonna do a hollow roll to a squat. Okay, a candlestick, if you will, if you know what those are from gymnastics. But you're gonna roll back, get your hips up into the air, and then as you drop them down, you're gonna pull your feet to your hips, so flex your knees, and then roll up and throw yourself into a squat. Cool. You don't have to stand up all the way out of it. You can just roll back into the hollow and then roll back and forth between that. Fun little thing to incorporate, 2 movements that we do a lot of the time, making some tie-in together. If you can't yet roll to a squat, if that's just really hard, just play around with it. Don't be too hard on yourself. We're just looking to move our bodies in some creative ways. So knock that out. When you get done, grab an object, head on down into the bottom of your squat for a 30-second goblet hold. Rock that out for 3 sets. Feel free to play around with drawing some circles with your knees in space, leaning from one side to the other. Do what your body tells you need to do for your squat mobility. When you get done there, we've got some more movement prep / just getting your heart rate driven up a little bit more. We'll go for 2 rounds on the clock. 30 seconds broad jumps, cool. 30 seconds curtsy lunges. Feel free to play around with how you step back into that lunge, and really focus on your front leg bringing you back up to a stand instead of kicking off the back leg. We really want those legs to be firing and the quads to be doing most of the work for that. Last thing, 30 seconds, squat plus an in and out jump, okay? So you pop out, pop in, rock into a squat. Pop out, pop in, rock into a squat. Go through that whole sequence 2 times through. then we're gonna part ways for just a little bit. So if you have a barbell, if you've got the equipment, we've got some cleans. So 5 sets of cleans, sets of 4. What I would do is I would make these quick singles or drop singles. So if you've seen that on the whiteboard written as like a 1 dot, 1 dot, 1 dot, 1 dot, whatever those 4 are. So clean, drop it, clean, drop it, reset. With a like 5 to 15 second, I believe the data says 10 to 15 seconds of a rest in between. You get some really cool physiology things, but anyhow, shake it out, put some chalk on, hit your next lift. That's gonna go up to 75%. I don't believe we've had that much cleans in the programming unless you've been on the competitor track. So again, just like the back squats, don't worry about it. Just work up to a moderate load. Make sure things are staying clean in your movement patterns. If you guys don't have a barbell, we've got some tempo squats. So EMOM times 8, 4 to 6 front-loaded squats of some sort, or just an air squat. Come down with control, 3 seconds down, 2 seconds in the bottom, explode on up, 1 second, reset. So working on that movement quality, play around with how you create tension in those squats. Yeah, and if you need to adjust the reps, it's fine. I'm more worried about the tempo than the reps, just because it's good for you. Cool, let's talk WOD stuff. Pretty similar between whether we got equipment or not. You've got 5 rounds for time. Awesome. 600-meter run, or 25 calories, or 40 jumping or weighted lunges, okay? Get your legs a little bit tired. Once you get done with those, rock out 20 to 30 push-ups, wherever you're at. I know on the female side of things, those push-ups can add up real quick. 30 times 5 is 150 push-ups, okay? If that doesn't make any sense for you, go to 20, go to 15, go to 10, okay? Doesn't matter. Do what makes sense for you and don't blow your shoulders out, all right? I really want you to be careful about not letting the shoulders creep up towards the ears and getting into this like internally rotated thing. If you want to play around with that, that's fine, but don't do it for 150 reps. Pull your shoulders back, pull your shoulder blades down and back, pretending you're tucking them in your back pockets or trying to bring them to your PSIS, the little dimples on your back, and keep them down as you go through those movements. Cool? Cool. Also, just because you're in quarantine doesn't mean you shouldn't do full range of motion. So none of this like elbow spasm thing. That's not a thing. Don't do that. Full range of motion, get the elbow nice and flexed, and then lock it out at the top. If you've got a backpack and you really hate yourself, throw that on for the whole thing. Cool. We've got some weighted side planks to take things home at the end. So if you want to do that, rock it out. Just a reminder, when you're doing side planks, really put your mind or your awareness into the abdominal that's on the bottom and on the top, and draw yourself up versus just using your hips to make the movement happen or your shoulders up here. Focus on your obliques, make that the muscle that's working. Cool, that's all we got for today. We'll see you back tomorrow, unless we get abducted. I don't know, it could happen.